At this point, I think we're all tired of listening about inner child, the importance of meaningful transformation, using these tools of recognizing patterns, the inner child issues. It is a non-optional factor in the school of life, in the cosmic learning experiences. It is coming into acknowledgement of inner child is like the Titanic, the people who were sleeping at the bottom, they want to escape. They didn't even know what was happening upstairs, the crash. They were trying to escape this fencing. Inner child traumas is the same thing. Any kind of meaningful substantial change, relief, healing has to happen through recognizing these patterns of inner child trauma, ancestral trauma, and about the conclusion, recognize the lesson. So this is in this order. We're trying really different method, using different methods and dialogue or conversation regarding these issues, because it's a non-optional thing. Let's unpack some of these issues, not because we have all the answers in the world. It's something, the lighter version of us happen because we recognize these things. For me, last video I spoke about the little bit of family conflict. For one thing we really want to address is, I hear some of these spiritual gurus, they are talking about, oh yeah, this is what happens to your enemies and we're putting them on notice, they're gonna suffer in such. This is completely my opinion, my awareness. This is not any kind of healing. It's also further masking existing problems. In order for us to navigate these stepping stones, if we're wishing anyone ill intentions, or we want them to suffer the same way they made me suffer, it's completely we're avoiding again. It's anger, resentment, and hurt people persona, because personally I want everyone to thrive in their life. Enemies, or I don't really know if I have many, but the people were that teachers of cosmic learning, although they were different, difficult lessons to comprehend. Nevertheless, they were teachers that is teaching you hard lessons, and a cosmic teacher is so kind and find out the way, the most making sense, most informative, elevating and life-changing methods of teaching in this cosmic school. So if we have to learn lessons, we are not in a position to hate the teachers. Brings in these information or help you guide them towards that. Now, before I forget, because I don't have any kind of documents, the information's coming in, the light bulb moments happen, I need to now express in order for me to have a good night's sleep. Otherwise I'd be up all night rehashing these information, how to navigate. Anyways, this is how, what I remember in my childhood. Although it's not a nuclear family, my parents were separated, she was here, he was there, this kind of scenario, I think maybe I am 7, 8, 9, who knows, but old enough to remember. I I know that my father had his own life, but they got together for maybe a few days, week, and I was with them. I remember going to a dentist, a lot of crying, acting out, and went into this really fancy place for ice cream. It's a big experience for me because there was both my mom and my dad was there, and they were speaking and having dialogue, and I was eating my ice cream. I remember that much. uh, so the cosmic teacher is really showing you every areas of your life, so you can sort of get the hang of it, these experiences. So maybe they were together when I was really young, which I don't have any recollection either to. But then when I was older, uh, um, 8, 9, but what I remember from this experience is I was extremely high from this level of safety, security, and love and contentment. I had no idea how to deal with such energies, such feeling. Maybe I was super hyper running around and sort of cloud nine. So my mother's adult relative created that space in their house for us to get together, and they understood that as a family, they have to resolve things. But uh, my father had other obligations. It's a completely different story. But the moral of the story is I had a hunch this kind of high, this kind of excess energy of feeling safety, content, is so powerful. It's not something that I am able to ground myself with. So immediately, so this kind of family dynamic wasn't it's not going to give me any kind of life lesson. Be hyperactive and obnoxious little snobby little kid I will probably be, and sort of go out to the world from there. So it wasn't a practical, it wasn't something that able to contain my energies and keep me grounded. So I understood, I had a clarity regarding this, although I didn't have this kind of awareness at the time. I knew that it wasn't something that I can't, nothing to grow from there. So therefore the level of resentment, anger, and hurt that I felt, it just disappeared when everything settled down. They all went out everybody's separate ways, and I came home to my place where I was living, a different person, and it was a stepping stone. Same thing with the other scenarios with Arns and all these people. They were really hardworking, collaborative, because it doesn't matter. One can throw out all kinds of money for all kinds of things, but it needs to be used appropriately and constructively. So I have a clarity regarding these things, and people have to do what needs to be done. It's a different generations, it's a cultural component, and people don't have all the answers. They are doing what they are, their ability to do things. So I shouldn't be licking the wounds all the time. I mean, I am here now. So at this point in my life, I'm able to have these discussions. So this is why the inner child traumas are so different for everyone. I had all these emotional things. They are there happening for us because we need to learn to have a self-respect, have integrity, have morality. Most of all, need to call out disrespect and create boundaries. We are all going through these very complicated but really simple human emotional things at this moment. We can see, we can recognize the patterns a mile away. But if someone say to me when I in my 20s, hey, you got to work on your inner child, this is how you're going to improve, you're going to feel you're healed or bring some kind of vitality into your life, I feel like, what the hell are you speaking about? I don't know anything about inner child. I don't know how your emotional operating, a spiritual operating system is affecting your physical health. I have no idea any of these things. There might be some crazy thoughts and go on in your life and doing what needs to be done. But something what I had to endure so early in my life, in 20s, barely 20, enormous level of back issues. Like, it was difficult to get out of bed, and very early in my healthcare gig, all the repetition of movement, dealing with the a sickly, it didn't help the cause. But I found myself is getting into my car doing these home visits. It was really like extremely uncomfortable feeling because I had to sit still and drive into places and sit down, and when I come home, it was you're just barely able to get out of your chair, your bed. It was weighed me very heavily, these issues with my physical body. So with this level of discomfort, that when you go into a healthcare professional, now I'm not ever complaining or criticizing or anything, but this is the external systems that are designed to relieve some kind of comfort. So we're not able to find long-lasting solutions there. But the practitioner there said something to me like, oh yeah, you mentioned the healthcare. Oh yeah, you guys are the workhorses in the 21st century. Didn't even make eye contact, I remember, but I don't remember all the details, but I remember very clearly. I said to myself, huh, go figure. I can tell you 10 things you can heal about yourself by looking at it, the red red complexion and all of this. Anyway, it's not the idea of judging somebody. It's come to your health of vitality. These professional people that invest enormous level of time to create these personas or professional capacities, they want into optimal health either. You don't need a blood test for that. You can, any kind of a person with any kind of awareness can tell. But we aren't doing this in this modern day. We are so afraid of judgment. It's not an appropriate thing, but you internalize that. Now, if you follow their method of healing, you will probably get all butchered up and have, like, in the future, some kind of a Bobby and Ken situation. So, but it's really interesting to see how they are trying to navigate these issues, because there is not any kind of healing. But I came home with a level of disappointment. But then you're continuously speaking to your peers and the people you know, and the kind of solutions they have created for themselves, buying time and relief. But shortly after, I had this magazine thing, how your emotional, your stuff that is associated into your physical body, your spinal, your definition of your body, and um, the your spinal column, that load-bearing wall. It's like what is really crying out is lack of support, lack of nurturing, lack of um, the extreme level of uncertainty or fear of losing these things that you internalize because you have gone through this kind of inner child trauma. So this is directly associated with what's happening in your physical body. This was the huge breakthrough for me, and but go on to work for many years in the same kind of work, dealing with the sick people in their own homes. There is a level of uh, bending, lifting, and moving things, associated with that. But even though you learn the techniques to deal with that, you know that there is another administrative level there, always in contact with you. So it's how the external things that add on to your existing problems was a really highlight. So you associated with your emotional, spiritual operating system, and the connection to your physical body. We learn these things, and our thoughts, our feelings, our intuitions, even, they all get internalized and affect you physically. Our organs are the same thing. They are never going to come out immediately because there's some kind of a misalignment there, and the kidney just going to put into a halt. They internalize our organs. The beautiful healing body is internalizing all the things that's separating us from the balance, and it's going to show up years later. So this is how beautiful our body is. It's how much we make a protective shield towards these uncomfortable things we have to go through. Now we put that aside, speak about the external world, and we speak about parasites, we speak about sacrifices, we speak about all these uncomfortable things that we are facing in our life. But putting things into a context and use these things as an example, what's really happening around us. We are talking about sacrificing external, in the e-files and all these things on the top, but a topic of discussion. But the real sacrifices happen within the families. The climate issues, the same thing. The control grid, the parasitic grid, they are the one who is trying to come up with solutions, but it is our responsibility to figure out the climate and environmental things and the kind of energy output, energy consumptions that we are creating as a human species within our own family units. And let's unpack these things with a little bit of example with the family situation. Who are they sacrificing? Because the survival is the key word, but on the surface level, existent, meaning open environment where the sun is shining, the tree of life is on the ground, on the surface, is growing. There's not that much secrets there. It's exposure. It's the sun can shine anytime, And in comparison with the things that we are sacrificing, which is every families have these people, the sacrificial lamb, because the most sensitive, most uh, the vibrant, and the one who can uh, sort of deal with a little bit of weight, because it's not a light feather, and meaning some kind of old soul. And this is where they decide to dump all of their negativity and toxicity and unfairness and disrespect, micromanaging, isolation, critical judgment, all of these things they dumping on these black sheeps, and it's not the right thing. But years, it takes years to come to these terms of healing and releasing a level of toxicity they dish out. Now, do you want these people to suffer the same way you have been? Individually, all the black sheeps, all the punching bag, the in our social structure that was carrying all the um, heaviness, the darkness, the shadow parts of ourself, and the sacrificial lamb. So these black sheeps now able to speak because at some point in their life they had to come to a conclusion. Hey, I have absolutely no one. There is no family. There is a couple of friendships, but you can't rely on them forever. And you have to either sink down to really deep darkness or swim. And this is the kind of awareness we have to come to. So there is no sugarcoating anymore. There's no families that you can go to if you have any kind of self-respect, any kind of boundaries. Even if you go into these places carrying all these things, they're probably not going to close the door on your face. They're probably going to pity you and treat you like animal or rat or something, but it's still there would be a space. But because you gain the self-confidence, because you gain the self-respect and awareness, you are not going to rehash these circumstances. So this is the way that we discover these inner child things that needs to bring into surface. Now when you're falling all over the place, down, depressed and lonely and crying and sad, and because you come into certain conclusions in your life, the cosmic teacher, the universe, a higher source, is not a cruel ascendant master. It's going to give you something like a little pet. In my case, my little birdie, the someone gave it to me, and it was then you learn to love and nurture. You are not scared anymore. You have someone to come home to. They're waiting for you, and they are a little naughty sometimes. You just still so lovingly and guide them different directions. Don't destroy everything mommy owns. So then, but you still have so much love and compassion, and you're never going to get disappointed by it. You're fascinated, you're happy, you learn something, and then the grief have to come into play, because the learning is all of these things together. It's not a one area always happy and in cloud nine. So they have to pass away. Some of them fly away. It's open your heart. It's make your heart stop, because the grief and the pain, it's so hard to describe. You have a physical reaction. So this is another scenario how the cosmic teacher is trying to break you open and teach you everything, guide you and protect you at the same time. You have awareness of protection, you're going to be okay, even despite all the depression, darkness, and heaviness you carry in your heart and your body. You still know that you're going to be okay. So this is another chapter. Now, with the parasitic infections in our inner body, we heard about these things, the parasitic thing, even though they are not really identifying them in the current medical system. It's accurate. The parasites are there, and you see some people done all kinds of tests and they're moving around silly creatures, but they aren't practical group. They are destroying the host. You can't hold them accountable. You can lose them by creating vitality, balance, and a strong immune system. So this is how you eliminate the level of parasitic infections. So similarly, in the external world, we are speaking about the elite group is sacrificing all sorts of lively things. It's shocking, but we need to be able to come to terms with the sacrificial lambs and how we have to deal with these things. It doesn't take, and we stop, we hide around, we hiding and lying and detours, the distracting self, because we don't want to confront the level of toxicity. These are unconscious behaviors, by the way. They aren't consciously, I don't think anyone is consciously hurting other people to the point they are traumatized, but unconscious behaviors of these people, when they come together and use something constructive. Hey, we treated that child so poorly. We weren't doing our best to protect, love, and nurture. Imagine if we come into these kind of conclusions, and what kind of difference and healing this whole world collectively able to experience. So this is how unconscious behaviors, unsuspecting behaviors, unhealed traumas hurt people. So this is why we aren't able to escape these unconscious behaviors. While we're looking for 100% accountability from the elite group, our individual lives are like this. It's a personal responsibility to always figure these things out. This is our mission in life. It's not only just go out gallivanting all over the place and having fun. This is every institutions, every system start off really nicely. Even employments at the beginning, everything is so nicely looking after everyone, and things started so nicely, but we don't have the capacity for the something a little bit under, a little bit layers depth, and this is how we look at it. So the other really something that coming to my mind, the parasitic agents, they aren't rational beings, so holding them to accountability is kind of them disappearing, losing their life. So we need to use our own judgment and our own critical thinking and logical practical thinking to resolve these issues. So when they are attacking hosts like a depopulation agendas from the external parasitic controlling grid, we know that they aren't practical logical creatures, and the accountability from them is equivalent to us having awareness and awakening up to this darkness and strengthen up our ability to process information, navigate information warfare. If we are pretending, uh, if we're pretending information warfare, spiritual warfare fell down on top of your head, you would still not know, because we don't have awareness. We are so autopilot set up, going through this life gig. And a perfect example, very quickly, when we were working, we had this fancy client, the European lady. Um, is even the looks intimidating, but she had a team of medical staff. She had a certain viewpoints regarding certain individuals, because the divide and conquer is the operating system for the matrix, right? I didn't want to even bring up these things, but it's sometimes it's necessary. This individual would say that, oh, I don't like this certain group of people, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel uneasy or something like that. They have opinions because the mainstream is repetitively creating this information warfare. If you listen to it long enough, you'll have a long, like a nosebleed. The same way that when I read those letters 30 years later, like I had a physical reaction in my body. So same thing, when these people say these things, somebody like Marie go in there, hey, who is your favorite nurse? Oh, so and so, I love her. Who are these other practitioners that see to your care, and who's bringing you a fancy lunch because it's a special occasions and you love it because you don't have a lot of family around you to do these things for you. Oh, I love them. They are so nice. I can't live without them. And you'll be like, hey, what do you think these people are? Oh, I never think about it this way. This is how unconscious autopilot ways of processing information, because we aren't aware of a level, a little layer underneath, and what is the things that we're speaking about. We hear it, we make a judgment, we don't know what's happening. So our families could be very similar. Elite groups is the very similar. I don't think they are doing that to set out to really harm anyone, but it's a lack of self-awareness, lack of kindness, compassion. The toxic layer of existence will not hesitate to be like hurt people. So this is why working on inner child stuff is a non-optional thing. So this is how we navigate information warfare, because we have the ability to see the patterns and recognize, in order for us to transform into something different, something lighter, something happier. We have to confront these things. The cosmic laws doesn't really ask you so much from you. It's how you utilize these energies and confront the darkness, how we treat people. The empathic souls are the black sheeps, because they have awareness from the beginning. They are really protected from creating this level of karmic lessons and toxicity and repetitive cycles, knowingly anyway. We don't claim to be perfect people, but unknowingly, who knows what kind of memories people have. But we don't put ourselves out there to deliberately sabotage people and exploit people, hurt people, because it's not a role of black sheep and a light worker or black sheep for a black sheep from a household. So this is how we narrow down information. So I think I want to get one more point Now it's the we're looking to the cosmic up there in the sky. It's nothing but the clouds and chemtrails there. But if you really want to know something, you need to look uh, to the ground. With the tree of life, the roots is always underground, is underneath. I had experience my former life, my birthplace. When you're walking the land, it's very old trees. Sometimes they come down because of the landslide or a monsoon, or simply it died, or it's not easily dying, by the way. Some of them you see they fell, but they are taking another shape and it still continue to grow. But the roots, it's absolutely shocking, the depth and the deepness and the whole ecosystem under there. This is where you get the appropriate information. If you are a new, not an old soul, if you're a younger and experiences aren't so complicated, you aren't going to have this kind of a really deep, heavy underground ecosystem of roots. And it's always all sorts of trees fall down. The roots are in accordance with the mass on the surface growth. You know, it's all very valuable ecosystem and parts. So you look into the roots, and even as a child, I was fascinated by this depth of this life that took place before it come onto the surface. So inner child work, information warfare, ancestral trauma bodies are recognizing patterns is all there. It's a common sense, it's a practical, logical sense. If we need to know something about the humanity, we need to look to the ground. There's nothing up there. It's a sky, and it's just looking to the space, and we're prioritizing so much there. I think all the details that we really need is underground. This is how the ecosystem happened. Before it come to life, there is a whole layers and layers and layers of ecosystems happen there. So this is how we muster up the courage to deal with all these things that we're struggling. And if we done all the work when the systems are set up for us, we probably have a much stable life, because we're really angry. Just like that older family member that created the space for my family, my mother, my father, myself, they were shunned because they pointed something out. So this is how the toxicity get created. So nobody goes there, no one is visiting them at the time, I heard through other family members. So this is how we try to escape looking at ourselves, our darkness, what we put out, what we dish out towards other people, especially the ones you needed your attention and your guidance, your compassion, your protection. But it's not all is a waste. There's a purpose. The cosmic lessons are there. It's a spoon feeding the cosmic creator and protecting you and loving you at the same time. So I guess this is it for today, and we'll come up again and discuss this information that's coming in, trying to share with the here. Really, it's really confirming me how far I have come. So this is it, and thank you.